Okay, so I wanted to do a video on this. I mean, I feel like this stems back to much of what I was saying about Cynthia G in my past videos, and how I also talked about how some black women don't want other black women to supposedly divest, basically, and how certain people will claim that they're supposedly divested, but they don't want those other women to divest, you know? And that's my issue, kind of. It's just like, how come some people are so, you know, against black women who divest, right? That's what I asked last time, while being divested, supposedly. I think it goes back to most of the time, the women that I notice who are angry at other black women for divesting are the baby mamas. They're the baby mamas who made poor choices. They're also the baby mamas who are really attracted to black men. And for whatever reason, they feel like white men are less attractive, less appealing, less of men, I guess, than black men, because that's why they're so angry that they had to go with another race of man because they felt like black men failed them. Um, and they translate this to like their baby daddies, basically, who failed them onto all black men because most likely they probably wanted to marry their baby daddies and that didn't work out. The black man that they had kids with didn't choose to marry them. So that's why they get bitter at other women who don't have this problem, didn't run into that problem because they were never attracted to black men in the first place. And I feel like with divestment, there's two sectors of divestment. There's certain sectors of divestment where you will see tons of black women who are baby mamas to black men claiming divestment, tons and tons of them. And it's so weird because it's like you had, in many cases, multiple children, or at least one child with a whole black man. And you're sitting here saying that you've never been attracted to black men, though you are a baby mama to a black man. You created a whole child with a black man, and somehow you are divested and never have been attracted to black men to begin with. That kind of tells you that they're probably not telling the truth completely. Now, the other part of this is, you know, there's divested black women who aren't like this, like myself, who have never been attracted to a black man, could never procreate with a black man because we don't have any sexual thoughts of black men. We don't have any sexual desire for black men. All of our crushes were never black men. We've never dated a black man, obviously. Never had sex with one, obviously, or anything like that. And we're naturally, normally, just not into black men. We're into other races. Some of us are into Indian men, some of us are into Hispanic men, some are into white men. Personally for me, I've always said is I do have an interest in like Hispanic and Indian and Arab men, and I have an interest in white men. I don't really have an interest in black men because they just don't have physical attraction to them. So I never be a baby mama. You know, and I've the channels I follow are usually people who are not, you know, baby mamas. And the energy you get from them is not that bitter anger energy. And it's not that I'm worried about bitter anger energy towards black men. I don't really care, you know. Um, I care about the energy that these women have towards black women. That's what bothers me. And I just went through a video where I was talking about this to a small extent. And somebody who has been following my videos for a bit of a time was obsessed with feeling hurt from black men or feeling desire from black men and talking about all the hurt she went through with black men. And it's like, you have to understand, people sometimes are of the mentality where they are the type that's misery loves company, basically. So when you haven't dealt with those issues and they have, they get mad at you that you didn't have those issues. And this is what I mean about these baby mamas. Many of the time they get mad at you because you did not become a baby mama like them, and they have anger towards you because you didn't make those choices. You didn't choose black men. I've had tons of times where I would see Cynthia G supporters, for one, who would get mad at me because I didn't choose black men, because I'm not a baby mama to a black man, because I'm not hurt by a black man. I didn't have the bad experiences that they had. See, these people are claiming that they are, pro-black women, but you want black women to have pain and suffering like you did, basically. And you get mad at divested women who didn't go through the stuff you went through, you know? So that's my issue with it, really, because it's just like I feel like these people in these divested sectors are not helpful to regular divested women because they're really just hurting and wishing someone else was hurting with them, basically. But they aren't really actually for the betterment of black women. They don't want to help black women. They're not rooting for black women to choose better. They're not hoping black women do better. When black women do better, it makes them lash out, it makes them angry, it makes them upset because we didn't go through what they went through. And to me, I feel this is a major reason why many of the divestors that were into, like Cynthia G, were the types who basically could understand Cynthia G bitterness, basically. They could understand it because they were a mammy in the past and they still are a mammy now, in my opinion. And, you know, they still do have some kind of bad feelings, energy towards divested women who actually are truly divested, you know. And as I said before, another thing that's important is the bitterness of black women is not a sign of not being a mammy. Being angry at black men is not a sign of, I mean, it's not a sign of being divested, you know? It's not a sign that you are someone who is getting past black men. You're still focused on black men. You're still focused on black men not wanting you because you're angry that they don't want you, you know? You make yourself out to look so badly when you have this perspective because what you do in the end is basically say that you are undesirable and unwanted and you're bitter about being undesirable and unwanted by black men because all you think about is how black men rejected you and all you're bitter about is how black men rejected you. If you weren't, you wouldn't be bitter and you wouldn't be angry about the choices you made and hoping others made those choices too. It's almost like they feel forever branded by black men and they can't get away. I feel like, um, and that's why they want others to join them, and they feel that insecurity with women who aren't baby mamas to black men and never chose black men. But yeah, I think it just is a bad image all in all. And a lot of the black manosphere, for one, will try and put this image onto divested women who have no interest in black men like that. They'll put that image of the baby mama who's rejected, who didn't get her baby daddy to marry her, who basically failed in her relationship with black men, now moving on to white men as the image of all black women who prefer men outside of her race. And it's weird because it's like, we're individuals. Not all of us are baby mamas who chose wrong and are just angry at black men. Some of us just naturally have no sexual attraction to black men. And I feel like, honestly, the baby mamas sometimes don't even comprehend that this could occur. Like, literally, I had a baby mama just telling me that we all were hurt by black men and we all were affected by black men because she was. Literally, that's all it was. And it's just like, that's not the case. That's just your decisions that you made in your life. And maybe you should have tried to choose better. But, you know, you can't say that that's all Black women's experience, basically. And it diminishes divestment, honestly, when all you're ever thinking of is the fact that Black women are basically a product of someone hurting them, basically. And that's the only way you could be not be attracted to a Black man. It's like, personally, to me, I'm like, well, of course, it's not that somebody hurt you that makes you not attracted to Black men. It could very well be that you're just not attracted to Black men off of nature, because most men aren't Black. Most men are white. Most men are white or Hispanic, 80% of the population. So most of the people that you're going to see that are attractive and the people that you're going to see when you develop your sexuality are going to be white or Hispanic, not Black. So it doesn't take a hurt Black woman from a bad dysfunctional relationship to be divested. I think that those women aren't even really divested. They're just hurt and they don't know how to fix their situation through therapy, you know. But it's not the same as someone just not being attracted to specific people of a certain race. People have their own personal preferences. And it's just annoying. These people do not understand women who are just naturally attracted to other races. Literally, these are the same women who will bash women who are attracted to other races. Like Cynthia G, for example, had a whole, long platform 2 years ago attacking Black women, specifically for being attracted to other races, to the point where she couldn't even quite comprehend why someone would actually be attracted to other races, as if, as if there are no other men of other races. Like, she can only see Black men, I guess. But I mean, like, most of society, we can see other races. So I mean, like, is it really our fault? No, you know. But yeah, it's just like, I just really feel like people like this put a bad name for divested Black women, because it's like they're not really displaying the truth of somebody who is actually naturally attracted to men of other races. What they are displaying is, I'm going to use men of other races because I basically feel like men within my race failed me in one way because my baby daddy wouldn't marry me, basically. That's basically what they're displaying. That's got nothing to do with your actual attraction or your actual interest. They turn, interracial attraction to other races into something really abnormal by turning it into something that it's just a product of you being all hurt and angry and stuff instead of, you know, just the fact that you're just simply not attracted to people of a specific race. So that's all I really wanted to say in this video. I kind of feel like in divestment, there needs to maybe, be two separate, sections for divestment in this regard. I know that many people that I am supporters of talk about how there are new divestors and how they basically want to have a situation where they invite more people to divestment. Many of those people are baby mamas and so forth, and they feel like those are at least people they can kind of convert into the divested uh, lifestyle. But to me, my problem with that is they get lumped with us. And I do think there needs to be a separation. I personally am like, there's two reasons why I don't like them being associated with other divested women. One, because like I said, it diminishes naturally being attracted to men of other races. But the second reason is because basically these people never were allies or friendly to women that were truly divested. In fact, they're very judgmental many of the time. Many of the time they said that these women were abnormal, for being attracted to other races. So it's just like, why would you care about their issues and their problems when they didn't even care about you? They didn't even care about you enough to allow you to live your life as it is. And they encourage you to basically be very closeted because they would shame you for your own personal preference. These are the same types of women who basically shamed true divested Black women, you know. So, and that's why I am not very partial to like concerning myself with their problems. I just am not, because it's like you're not really concerned with me. Why should I be concerned with you? You know. And then on top of it is like you are making your image try to seem like it's my image when it's not, you know. So it's just a whole bad situation. Now, I mean, like, whoever they choose for a partner is their business. And I'm not telling them that they need to choose someone within their race or outside of their race. I've always been of the mentality where I don't tell anyone what race to choose. That's just how I've always been. And the reason why that is because it's like, it's none of my business. And I understand personally because people would always do that to me with telling me who I'm supposed to be attracted to. And it's like, how are you going to tell me who I'm supposed to be attracted to when it's my own business? It's the same thing here. I don't want to tell anyone who to be attracted to because I know how stupid that looks and how that feels, really. I don't appreciate that. So, yeah, I'm not saying that they need to get with Black men or white men or whoever. I think that they need to heal more than anything. And they need to understand that whatever they did wrong with their baby daddies, they need to not repeat with whoever else they get with. Regardless of the race, they need to not do that with their next partner, basically. Because many of the time they choose wrong. And I honestly think in a relationship that fails, both partners chose wrong. And you need to understand what you did wrong the first time. Make sure it doesn't happen again. And I mean, you could repeat that situation outside of your race or inside of your race. If you want to be a serial mistake maker, then I mean, you could do that within your race or outside of your race. You're going to find, crappy people, crappy situations within your race or outside of your race. So you have to be introspective and actually realize what mistakes you've made and actually try to fix it so then the next time it doesn't happen, So that's all I wanted to say in this video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Like and subscribe and comment down below. Bye.